All right. Hi, I'm David Kramer, the Critical Thinking Christian, and I want to do this quick video just to show what kind of a douchebag that this God is. This is from Judges chapter 14, verses 1 to 19. Now, I'm just going to give you the gist of this. Samson is about Samson. Okay, he goes down to the town of Timnath, which is a Philistine town, and he sees this woman. So he likes her, so he goes home to his mom and dad and says, hey, I have seen a woman in Timnath, the daughter of the Philistines. Now, therefore, you go get her for me to wife. And his mom and dad go, well, what about daughters here in, Israel, And he's like, I don't want them. I want her. So, but his father and mother knew not that it was of the Lord, that he saw an occasion against the Philistines. For at that time, the Philistines had dominion over Israel. Okay. So anyway, this is the one also where he kills a lion, and then when he comes back, the lion, the carcass of the lion has honey in it, and Samson eats out of it, which is against the law. So pretty much, Samson can, at this point, can get away with anything. But anyway, he goes down to Timnath. He gets this woman. He marries her. And then he decides to put a riddle forth to the Philistines. And now I lost him. Let's see. And then his riddle was, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. But they cannot in 3 days expound the riddle. And he said he'll give them 30 changes of garments if they figure it out, and if they don't, he gets 30 changes of garments. So 30, pieces of clothes for him and all that. Okay, so on the seventh day, the Philistines came to Samson's wife and said, hey, why don't you try to get your husband to tell us what this riddle is? So what she did what women like doing, whining and crying and complaining and you don't love me and all that stuff. And finally Samson told her the, I guess the solution to the riddle, which is what is sweeter than honey and what is stronger than a lion. And then when they figured it out, he said, if ye had not plowed with my heifer, ye had not found out my riddle. So, okay, so now he has to give these people 30 pieces of garments, 30 changes of clothes. So the Spirit is in verse 19, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he went down to Ashkelon, and slew 30 men of them, and took their spoil, and gave change of garments unto them, which expounded the riddle. And his anger was kindled, and he went up to his father's house. So, I tell you, these stories, when you're a kid, you read these, and these stories are wow, because, they make it like, see, look what God did. And isn't this great? But Samson is a great warrior, and Samson is God's agent. Yeah. God needed to start a fight with the Philistines, because the Philistines were pretty much controlling Israel because they were more powerful. That's what happens in this world. You'll have one country, one empire, trying to control another empire, and boom, they do it. Okay? I'm sure during that period of time, there were other empires controlling, city-states or whatever, peoples, groups. God didn't step in and say, I'm gonna mess with them. No. Samson, God's will is that Samson marries this woman, okay, poses a riddle to the people, the Philistines, in order that Samson can go down to Ashkelon and just kill 30 random people. Just so, this is the bullshit that when you step back from Christianity and you start looking at it with a critical mind, you're going, what the fuck? This God is a piece of trash. You got a couple people, okay, say you're at work, and you know this, you'll have maybe a couple people that'll pick on a certain person, and they do it constantly. They're trying to force something out of this person. Maybe they want to force him to attack. In school, this is how it was. They just kept pushing you, and finally one day you got in a fight with them. That's what God was doing here. Using Samson to start a fight with the Philistines. So I can kill 30 random people. For what reason? There was no reason here. This is a childish, a bully. He's a fucking bully. That's it. All God wanted here was murder. I want to murder these people. And Samson, like I said, he broke the law when he ate honey out of the lion's carcass that he had killed, and then he gave it to his parents too. It's this double-minded shit with God where, don't do this, but go ahead and do that. That's fine. I might do a series of God's a douchebag. I don't know what how I want to title this, but this is just another story in the Bible that there's no reason. There's no wisdom. God's wise. God's righteous. God's holy. God's perfect. This God here, right here, and this thing is a devil. That's the devil right there. Boy, I have a plan. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for this one. Just tell me what you think. I mean, like I said, I think this God is a pile of shit. This God here is someone. I'm going to do one on Job. If you believe that God's good, holy, and righteous, reading Job without having any of that, well, this is why, God did this, why, I don't give a damn about that. I'm reading this and I don't see somebody that I want to trust. Okay, put my faith in what? Because he's this immature child, who just decided to have Samson kill 30 random fucking people. God almighty, indeed. So that's it for today. Just let me know what you think. Like, don't like, whatever. Subscribe, don't subscribe. But until next time, I'm David Kramer, the Critical Thinking Christian.